Hello and welcome into Leveraging Your Reality, where mindset meets movement. I'm Shavon Camper, your partner in growth. You become a healthier you, a healthier parent, a healthier spouse, and a healthier leader. Today, we're going to hit on that last one, leadership. Oh, there have been layoffs happening like crazy. And there's also been a good amount of firing happen and people up and quitting jobs. And lately, like in the past few months, I've had clients getting fired from their job and it being shocking. Like they're getting fired after having a raise, they're getting fired after getting a promotion, they're getting fired after getting a team-wide recognition, and it seems completely bizarre. And being that I know some of these people, I'm like, they fired you? What? And this is hitting on this piece of there is a difference between leaders and managers. In a leadership position, management might be required because you have to move the work around. And that's what management is about, making sure that the work gets done and to who it needs to go to. When it comes to leadership, this is where you get into the people side of things. And something to note is that many people that are in leadership haven't been thoroughly prepared for leadership because promotions into leadership roles often happen from a person being really good at their job, the task. And if they're really good at the task, there is this assumption that you can help other people become really good at the task. And that's not quite true. Just because you're good at a job does not mean you will be good at the people side of things. And there are a lot of discrepancies when people come into leadership because there's confusion on, gosh, how could I be so good at the job but suck at this leadership role? And it's two completely different skills to be good at work and to be good at people. I think that's one of the faults that we are making in our career space right now, especially in the corporate world. We are asking people to do the job of a leader and to do the job of a manager. And I mean, sorry, to do the job of a leader and also to do the work. I think it is so much healthier when you have people in leadership and the people are their job. They don't also have to do other work too. It's so strange how it's happening. So you'll have a leader that has to manage 5+ people, and then they also have a workload, not a workload that's generated from managing the work of the people. They actually have a job to do in order to move the actual work forward, not helping their team to move the work forward, which is completely bizarre. Note to all the execs out there, please start allowing leadership to stand like be a separate role from having your leaders do work, because what's happening is you have these leaders that are doing work, right? And they have work to do. They're in meetings all day, and then they have to meet with their people. A lot of times, in order to get the work done, they're bypassing meeting with their people, so they can't actually do a whole lot of work with helping the people to improve and work through their kinks and push out the work because they also have work to push out themselves. All right, back to the leadership part. I got on a tangent. This is one of the topics that I started my like at the beginning of my career. I was a leadership trainer, and my job was to help leaders that were working in social service agencies with the human side of leading, because that's the part that gets difficult and touchy, because you're dealing with conflict, you're dealing with emotions, you're dealing with feedback, and there are all these components that many people have not been taught, yet they're expected to do it pretty well. When a person leaves a job and they quit a job, oftentimes they're not leaving because, oh my gosh, this job is so terrible. They're leaving because, oh my gosh, this leader is so terrible. I don't want to work for this person. This person does not help to grow me or make me a better version of me. So for all my leaders out there, like it is time to self-educate if your career hasn't given you the opportunities to develop your actual leadership skills, which is more on the human side of people. What many leaders are defaulting to is managing people, and with managing people, they're actually attempting to control people. So when leaders get high performers, one of two things can happen. They either let the high performer go, do whatever they want, do their thing, and kick out all the work, and they don't do a great job at developing this high performer to go to their next level. Or they tend to work to control the high performer so they don't perform too high. They like keep them in a box. And then the high performer feels boxed in and they're like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to get to my next level here. And something to keep in mind is that leadership isn't just about a title. Like leadership is the ability to influence people to move in a certain direction that gets to the shared vision. And whether you have the title of leadership or not, if you have the influence of decision making and getting people to see a shared vision and go that way, you're a leader. So that goes for parents. You could be leading in your household. That goes for spouses. You could be leading in your relationship. That's for volunteering. So leadership is a skill that even if you don't want to be a leader of people, it's a skill worth developing because influence. If you want to have influence, part of that, a big part of that is that's leadership skills. What's the vision? What are we working towards? And a lot of times, leaders don't have a shared vision that their people buy into. As a leader, whether it's of your household, of your team, of your volunteer organization, you have to have a vision that the people coming along with you buy into. And part of them buying in is also them being able to see themselves growing and developing as they help to make that vision become true. And you could have, because there are great people out here, really great people, and people want to get paid. So if they could get paid on top of helping to be part of something that's bigger to themselves, they usually buy into that. If you find yourself constantly having conflict, whether it is in your relationship or on your team or with your kids, it's really time to take a step back and check, how am I leading? How am I being influential? Am I leading or am I actually controlling or trying to control? Something to take a look at. Remember, growth isn't always easy, but when you're doing it in partnership with others, it becomes a lot more possible. If you like this content, be sure to subscribe below and share with someone who needs the message. We don't grow alone, we grow together. Until next time, keep showing up and keep leveraging your reality.